Hello there. I am Carol Crafty Grandma, and today we are going to do part 2 of the Halloween radio wave quilt. If you watched part 1, you saw that I did some modifications to the pattern. Started with a drawing from something I saw on Pinterest, and did my math, calculated what I was going to need, so on and so forth. And then, of course, because I am me, when I started looking at it at the end, I went, I don't like the way that looks. It has too many strips. It's not symmetrical. And so I got rid of one strip, and created 19 strips instead of 20. And now I'm going to have to add a little bit of a wider border, but other than that, I don't think it should be too bad. Something I thought of as I was cruising through Pinterest today for some additional ideas was that I could have done this in a quilt-as-you-go fashion, and I didn't. And I still could. Right now I have these two pieces joined together and these two pieces joined together. What I could do, and I'm very heavily leaning towards this, would be to put match up a couple of the lines or columns, and then quilt as you go with packs of 4, or with packs of 2, because that's 4 inches across. And the batting I'm using has a minimum of, I think it's 10 inches across. So I'm leaning towards that. But then I think about it and go, I've already planned on quilting it. I don't know. I'm going to get done with the sewing the groups together, and after we do that, we'll see what kind of a mood I'm in. Because I wouldn't mind showing you how to do quilt as you go. Something I haven't done yet. I did a paper piecing, I believe. I know I've done one recently, and I don't remember if I did it for you guys or if I was just doing it for myself. The quilt as you go, oh, wait a minute, the bag I did might have been a quilt as you go. It's downstairs. Either way, it's not something I've done. Something I thought about. I've never done quilt as you go with a mitered border. So, like I said, I'm going to get the group sewn together, and then we'll go from there. I'm not certain which way I'm going to end up on this one. It's kind of a tough choice in my opinion, because, like I said, I like the idea of doing it. Maybe I'll just do another quilt another day and use some strips and do quilt as you go. See, this is what happens when I look at Pinterest before I come live. I shouldn't do that. I should just go ahead and get done what I need to get done. I have plenty of things to do. I've got a Veterans Day project. I've got some fabric from each of the branches of the military, except for the Space Force, which really annoys me because I could not find fabric for Space Force anywhere. But I was able to find Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. So I have an idea where it looks like the fabric is twisted around a post and going down and just making a post. I haven't decided exactly what else, because I have some fabric that looks like a tree, which I've mentioned to you before. I'm thinking about putting that down the middle and then using some I Love the USA around the side, and then, like I said, the branches of the military up the post that looks like a tree. Branches, tree, get it? And using that as my Veterans Day project. And Veterans Day isn't until November, but I usually like to get these things done like 3 to 4 weeks in advance, so we're talking sometime mid-October, and I was been working on my October calendar, so that explains why I was doing what I was doing. I was also looking at pinwheels. I don't know if you've seen, they're three-dimensional pieces of fabric that pop out from the thing, and I thought about doing that with the military fabric, but I'm not so certain. I don't know. This is what I've been doing all morning. It's not a good thing. I just need to finish the quilt. Let's get going. All right, sewing machine. Let's get rid of that and that. There's the sewing machine. Okay, these two together. Lower stitch length. Needle down position, excellent, and now we're going to sew. Go. This one's not as bad as far as the distance below. During part one, we discovered that some of the pieces were really far. This is maybe 1/8 of an inch, so this isn't too bad. Oh, hey there, babe. Kitty Cat hasn't been with me all morning, and as soon as I start talking on this TV, she pops in. I think it's because she knows that I'm stuck and I can't go anywhere. Hi, baby. Now, of course, she's not going to stay long because I'm going to use spray starch in a few minutes here. So no matter how close she gets to me, as soon as I pull out the spray starch, she's going to be done. Hey, big girl. What you doing, baby? What you, baby? It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's okay. You have a good day now. Told you. It does not want to lay correctly. And I don't know why. That's better. Okay, so that goes there. Okay, so now these two. I don't know which one I like better. Cut. I don't like that one. That's too sharp. That's kind of cool. I think I do like that one better. I think I do. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Playing with the toys. All right. Cut off the tail. Cut off the starter fabric. And press. In part one, I discussed the fact that I really, really love this deep purple. And when I got over at the sewing machine, I realized that my shirt, there's the deep purple, not quite the same, but it's close. Second time I've had one that half of it wants to flip one way instead of going the way I'm telling it to. I don't know what's with my seams today, but they want to be fussy. Okay, so there's the first 4. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes. So I did 4 pairs. There's 8 total there. Now I'm going to do 4 pairs from this side, and then I'm going to do the 3 in the very middle. Ah. All right, so the thread's been getting caught because I'm really close to the end of the spool. And obviously it tore out of the needle on the last pass. Not tore out, pulled out of the needle after the machine cut the thread. Not exactly certain what it's getting caught on. Never had this problem with this thread before, but it's almost like it's stitching tight. Like it's pulling, so there's extra tension on the top thread, and so it's wrinkling. It's weird. I'm just debating if I should go ahead and just pull out the next spool and then just use that to wind bobbins. go. And, oh, no, before I do that, let's walk in front of the camera. Sorry. Excuse me. Oh, maybe I don't have to. Maybe I can just pull this box over. There we go. There's no opening to this. I guess I'll just rip the plastic. All right, same brand. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same color, but I do have a gray one. Oh no, I guess that's brown. Might be gray. I don't know. That's if I'm doing all dark colored fabric. Come on, where's the opening to this? Couldn't get it out of the bag. Now I can't get the cover off the thread. There has to be a start and an end here somewhere. I'm afraid if I cut the plastic, I'm going to accidentally cut the thread too. Yep, cut the thread too. Figures. Dang it. Okay, got the plastic off. Hey, that's a step in the right direction. Now, where does the thread officially start? That's where the thread officially starts. And I guess we'll find out how far down it is before I get to the broken thread part. All right, you go over here. You two come with me. That. Now let's take this off of here so it stops driving me crazy. Yeah, I think they're the same color. And I'll use that when I need a bobbin. Come on. I hadn't had to buy any new thread like this for quite a while because I had purchased, I think it was 4 spools or 12 spools of it. And so this was the first time I've had to buy it in quite a few years. Okay. Back to sewing columns together. And it's still, I don't know. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So after I get done sewing, you see on my seam? See how it's kind of bubbled or wrinkled? I don't understand why. I think it's just to annoy me and give me a headache because I want to be able to get this all done in one day, and probably going, nope, you're not going to have time. You're not going to make it. And I should be able to. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. To be able to finish piecing this top, get the border on. All right, let's see here. Yep. Now we'll do this one. Back over here. And this back and forth thing is why if you can do a U shape around your chair and pressing to your left or cutting and then pressing to your right. I always had my pressing to my left and my cutting to my right. Trying to think if it would really make any difference. Oh, that's yucky. Just trying to think of why if it could make a difference. When I cut, there are pieces left usually. When I press, I'm done. Yeah, I would think I would press on my left. That's how I've always, and I guess it's just because that's what I'm used to. And then you can do things like chain piecing and stuff. You've got all your pieces cut and set to your right, so they're all in order and ready to go on the cutting table. Of course, now if you are a left-handed person, all of this could be reversed. Keeping in mind, though, the left-handed area is where your big portion of your quilt is going to be. So once you're quilting, and as you're piecing the final pieces, you need a lot of space to the left, which is where I run into a problem because I don't want to take my other machine down. Because I use that other machine for sewing garments. Something's not feeling right. No, I guess it's fine. It's just my imagination. Let's see, can it focus in? It's not going to focus, right? This fabric, there you can kind of see it's blurry, but this fabric has bumps in it. And I don't know why. And it's just in that one spot. Just enough to annoy me. All right, 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth one. We're back to having a 1/4 of an inch too long. Oh, I'm like, why is my watch yelling at me? It wants me to walk. I'm like, it's not time to beep yet. It's not 2 o'clock. Alright. Now, let me look on the screen, make sure I haven't messed anything up. Okay, those are 2 V's, that's good. Those are 2 V's, that's good. Alright, so the last one goes in the middle. It's these 3. And I am going to get a couple of clips for this. Apparently I'm going to get 3, which is more than a couple. A couple is 2. A few is 3. And that goes over that. And that one's getting sewn there. And this goes over this. And this is getting sewn here. That way I don't mess up the order, because I will. All right, we're not sewing. Why aren't we sewing? All right. So this machine obviously needs to be checked out too, because it should tell me when the bobbin is empty. And it did not. I just can't have both machines going at the same time. So this one will have to wait. Alright, this isn't working out too well. Alright, well, I didn't get the full bobbin on there, but I thought I could do that. I guess I can't. Alright, where was I at? Okay, so when something like this happens, you want to start at almost the exact same spot that you stopped, so you don't get a double layer of thread. Alright, there's the first one, and now let's get the second one on. Okay, come on. There we go. Alright, here we go, here we go. These three strips are fraying awfully bad. It's all sorts of little threads all over the place. on just a moment. It is a local number. I don't normally get phone calls from local phone numbers. I will be interested to see what that voicemail message says, because I was not expecting a phone call from anyone. Maybe it was from Hilton, Marriott. I don't know. Since I expect that this channel is going to take like 3 years to get going and to actually make money, I've been trying to find a part-time job in order to collect up the $5,000 I need to buy a new computer so that I can do better editing, so I can put out shorter videos, because not everybody wants to watch these long videos. Everybody has their own preference. Some people like the long ones, some people like the short ones. And I've just been having trouble with my computer because it's older, and I really would like to get a high-end editing. They're called gaming computers because they're technically for games, but a nice high-end computer. But I need $5,000 for that. So I figure if I work 6 months part-time, 20 hours a week, minimum wage, whatever that happens to be these days, I don't even know what it is, I figure 6 months is what I'd need to get a computer. And I did apply for a couple of jobs, so I'm wondering if maybe that wasn't one of the jobs. I applied like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. You would have thought with all the signs up, with everybody and their grandmother looking for work, somebody to work. I don't know if I can use that phrase anymore, because now I'm somebody's grandma. Anyway, I don't know. We'll find out after I get done when I go and look at the voicemail message and see what it was. Because it didn't have a company name, just said Florida. Oh, and if you're concerned, don't worry. Even if I get a part-time job, I'm going to try and make sure that it's not on Monday or Tuesday. And if they insist on Monday or Tuesday, I may have to change my days. But we'll work it out. I promise. Because this is what I want to do. This is what I want to keep doing. So I just need something to get that extra going so that I can get the subscribers going on YouTube. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, where was I at? Now, do I want to do it that way or that way? I think I want to do it that way. 6 and 6, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to join this one and this one to the middle. And then we'll join those 6 together and those 6 together, and then do that seam and then do that seam. That way we're kind of balancing everything out. Sorry. Part 1, I mentioned the fact that you don't want to do all the strips along to the end and then get the last strip and you've got just the last strip being joined to this big long. It sends it out of whack a little bit. So you always want to try and start in the middle and work out. as best you can. If you look at quilt patterns, a lot of them start with a square in the middle, and then they'll put borders on, and maybe they'll do some other squares around it. But you'll almost always start in the middle and work out. And so even when you're doing something like this with strips, you want to start in the middle and work out. Or if I was doing it this way, the middle, up and down, either way. You want to start with the middle section and work out. I know there's a very valid reason, and I know I've read that reason, but at this moment in time, off the top of my head, I cannot remember what the reason is. All right, so over, clip, over, and doesn't really matter which direction the clip faces. I was trying to get it to face the same direction, and I realized it doesn't matter. Oh, almost forgot to switch to the machine. There we go. Dark in here. Hopefully you guys can see okay. Looks fine on the screen. Come on. This is part of the problem. You start trying to get them to square up, and if there's too many pieces, they don't want to sit right. Okay, there we go. Okay, now there's one spot where fabric wasn't sitting right. It's right there. It was laying the wrong way. Let's make sure I get that fixed before I forget. One of these days I'll buy a cordless. I've been reading up, and some of them apparently do have as much heat as the corded do. So that's why I never got one before. They don't get as hot, and I like hot. Supposedly, they've gotten better, like all technology has, and now they get nice and hot. Even the cordless ones get nice and hot. So maybe one day. Of course, then I'd have to deal with the base that so I'd have to move my monitor that I use for taping. I'm not doing a tape, I'm doing a video. For video, and something I could do is, I've got a cover for this table. Actually, I've got two, because I've got two tables. And I've got two covers that are for ironing. And I could, instead of having the table here, put the ironing cover on and just iron directly on the table. Well, not on the table, but on the cover that's on the table. So then I don't know what I'd do with all my stuff underneath. I'd have to put another shelf in, I guess. I have a couple more, so I could do that. There we go. All right. So we got that all taken care of, or started. And this is going to be a really stupid episode, but I'll leave it on just because. I didn't sleep well last night. I'm feeling really tired, and I'm not focusing well. So I don't want to mess up the straight lines that I need to do on these, because I've already kind of gotten a little carried away, and the thread being cut, and just thinking that maybe I should not do this right now. So I'm going to do a part 3. For those of you that are watching this live, we're going to do it on Thursday, because I have other things that I do on Wednesday, so not going to be able to do it tomorrow. So give me a couple days, get this taken care of, and then we'll come back and we'll get this all sewn up and finished up. But I apologize for wasting your time, because really didn't do much today, but just probably a good idea if we take a break, regroup, come back again on another day. So I'll see y'all